What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training. And today we're going to be breaking down some of the best NFL Week 6 route running. Okay, so we're going to be looking at routes here from DK Metcalf, Devonta Adams. Then we're going to be looking at a great route that CeeDee Lamb ran yesterday to seal the deal for the Cowboys. So I hope this video helps you guys out, gives you guys some value, and can teach you a few new things just about the wide receiver position and about route running as a whole. Okay, but also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you're maybe not sure what drills, what exercises you guys need to be doing to improve your game as a wide receiver, to improve your route running, explosiveness, hands, press releases, check out that very first link in the description for our ultimate wide receiver training schedule. So what you'll get access to with this specific schedule is a 4-week-long on-field wide receiver workout plan and a 4-week-long wide receiver gym workout plan. So it's all the specific on-field drills and gym exercise the wide receivers need to do to take their game to the next level. We break down everything with sets and repetitions, and we show examples of each exercise in video/picture format. So I hope you guys can check that out. It's the very first link in that description below. Let's get started with this video here. So we're looking at this route from DK Metcalf. Now, this is just a pretty simple double up release on this like drag route right here. So the main thing is about this double up release is I want to talk about how we can get this DB to jump and what's going to make, what makes your releases so dangerous off the line of scrimmage if you do things correctly, right? So Metcalf kind of goes with this like little foot fire release, and he's going to be working a double up release. So what's a double up release for those of you that don't know? A double up is where you step inside, or you step, it's two steps essentially, but you step first to the side that you are going. That's how you don't get confused, right? So if you want to work an outside release, you step with your outside foot first and then threaten back inside. If you want to work an inside release, like on a drag where you kind of have to get an inside release, you step with your inside foot first and then sell to the outside. But the one thing remains consistent. What are we trying to sell on every single route? We're trying to sell vertical, right? So if I don't threaten this DB in a vertical spot, if I don't actually threaten him outside of his frame, I'm not going to be able to get him to jump. I'm not going to get him to move off this platform, right? So you see how when Metcalf goes, he's really throwing his hip into this thing. He's throwing his hips. He's throwing his shoulders. He's stepping outside of the DB's frame. That's what's going to get him to jump, because everything about this step right here says that he's going to the outside. Nothing about this step says that he's breaking an inside move, going to run a drag, going to run a slant, going to take an inside release, run a seam, whatever the route may be. So we got to make sure that we get to this set position every single time I'm working a double up, maybe a wide step release, whatever you want to think of it, but you got to make sure that we get to this specific spot. So stepping outside the DB's frame and your hips and shoulders committed. Now, why do I put such an emphasis on the hips and shoulders? Because in man coverage, where's this DB going to be watching? He's supposed to be watching the receiver's hips. So what a lot of receivers will do is they'll go here, they'll do all the quick footwork stuff, and they'll step, but their hips and their shoulders stay pointed straight forward. That's not going to get a disciplined DB to move. We want you guys to get better against a disciplined DB, not a DB who's going to fall for something like that. Now, another reason a lot of people don't get a lot of success off the line when they do this double up release is they'll just give a little lean with their head and their shoulders. They'll just lean this way. They won't actually throw. They won't throw their hip. They won't, like, the way I think of it is you want to have your hip and your foot attached. So whenever your foot steps, your hip goes with it, and you really work on turning those hips and their shoulders. A lot of guys will just lead their head, their shoulders. They'll just kind of dip out of there. They'll just kind of give this little lean to the inside or the outside. And all that's going to do is get the DB to sit there, because the DB ain't looking up at your shoulders and your eyes. He's watching your hips. So you have to make sure that you sell with your hip, throw your hip into this thing like you're working a crossover move in basketball. Let's watch this thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by Metcalf throwing outside this DB's frame and then accelerating out on this route. So we're looking at Davante Adams here from the slot. So the next thing that I want to make sure I address with this route is that you got to be able to make everything look the same, right? So when we come off the line of scrimmage, Adams is one of the best in the world. I know it's a little blurry at the start of this clip, but Adams is one of the best in the world in making his releases look the same, right? And that's how you get unpredictable. That's why I think he's a freak. He frequently pops up on these videos. Probably in all 6 weeks, he's had a route that has been great on here. And I think one of the main things is, like, off the line, we got to be unpredictable, right? So this DB is going to be a smart guy, right? If he knows that he's going to be matched up with you in man coverage, especially at the collegiate level, and especially at the NFL level, all those guys do is watch film, right? In high school, I swear that if DBs watch film, they'd have such an easier time, because receivers are so dang predictable if they haven't been coached, right? So Adams, how many times have you seen him just give a little hesitation, skip, and then take off to the outside? He'll run that slot fade. He'll get up into it, run like an out and up. He'll get up into it, maybe run a seam or maybe run a dig, a post, whatever it is, but he always does it off of that outside release, or not always, but he can, right? And what it's built off of is this hesitation skip. So you see when he does this hesitation skip right here, what does this DB do? He starts drifting to the outside, right? Now, what you guys don't know, and I didn't include it in this specific play, but he ends up running this same kind of route, but he'll run a, I believe it was a post route when he did this little hesitation skip, but the DB sat to the inside. He took the outside release and then ran a post and got wide open on this thing. So maybe this DB's expecting it. He's seen this little shuffle skip before. He's seen it in a game before. Maybe he's seen it on film, but he's prepared for it. So off the line of scrimmage, if I could give him this same shuffle skip, make it look the exact same on an inside breaking route that I would make it look on a shuffle skip and just go on an outside breaking route, that makes me unpredictable, because when your releases look the same, you don't give an indicator to the DB. Everything that we do is predicated off of indicators. We don't want to let this DB know what I'm doing before I actually do it, right? Simple as day. So Adams, he does a great job of hesitating off the line and then hitting him with this 1-2. And same thing that we were talking about with Metcalf. Where is he stepping? Outside the DB's frame, because we were trying to sell what? On every single route, on every single move. I'm trying to sell vertical. So I actually have to threaten him vertical by stepping wide. You see how his hip is attached to the cut. His hip is attached to the foot. When he goes to throw into this cut, his hip goes with the foot, and you see how his shoulders and his hips turn. He's not just leaning out of there. He's not just dipping his head out of there. He's actually throwing his body to the inside, because that's what will get that DB to jump. Anytime that I could get him off that platform, anytime I could get him to jump to the inside, that makes it 10 times easier when he's reaching with his hand, because all I got to do is just swat that hand, and I'm off of press. I'm off of this man coverage, and I got some space. So make sure, fellas, to be unguardable. Why Davante Adams runs some of the best routes in the game. And a lot of people say, like, oh, well, you should be, everybody's just scared of him. You know, it's really not that hard to cover him. Yes, it is. It's extremely tough to cover this guy, because everything that he does looks similar. How you get DBs are guessing 24/7. That's why it's so difficult. So if I can make from point A, and this goes for any route, from point A to point B, it looks the exact same as something else. Just like if you're running like a comeback route, you want to make from point A to point B look like a fade. That's going to create some space for you. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job being a salesman, making his releases look the same and get that DB to sit to the outside and running this slant route over the middle. So now we're going to be taking a look at this router from CeeDee Lamb. And the biggest thing I want to talk about is, again, may seem like a pretty basic, like kind of drag route, climb route, however you want to think of it, right? But obviously a touchdown to seal the deal. The main thing is on this route is that tempo change, right? So you saw when he gets up into this route, he kind of lulls the DB to sleep, then he takes off. He's able to go from 0 to 100, right? And that gets him a lot of separation with this DB. Now, again, this DB's probably got help over the middle. There's probably, I don't know the full play concept, but I'm assuming a route that they ran kind of took a safety out of there. Maybe they brought safety, whatever it is. I don't know. Middle of the field is open in this case, right? So I'm assuming that they had a route take care of the safety, maybe like a post going from the backside or front side, I should say, maybe. But whatever it is, it looks like this corner has safety help, and it looks like more like a two-man situation, right? So like they're in man coverage, right? But they have safety help over the middle, but the safety ain't there. Now, Lamb, the reason why I want to talk about this tempo change is, like, when do you do that? I get that question asked a ton. Is like, Coach, when do I change tempo on my routes? Should I run every single route the same speed? When's the right time to change up my speed? And the right time is as soon as you feel like this DB is, and it's got to be the right situation, because you don't want to, like, because what a lot of people will do is they'll have like a 10-yard out route and they'll change tempo on that. They'll run up, they'll do that little skip, and then they burst up to 10 and go. Problem with that is that is a timing route for the quarterback, and he is not waiting for you. He's expecting you to be full speed so he could throw it on time. So you got to make sure that you use it sparingly. So this like drag climb route, that is not a timing route. Chances are Prescott's going from right, something to the right side of the field that's not open, and then he's going to the left, which is this climb route. So he's going from 1 back to 2. Chances are that's what it is, or maybe it's off a play action, or maybe it's a sprint out, whatever. But it's a longer developing play, and it's not a timing route. So that's when you would want to make sure that we change up the tempo. But also this like little tempo change right here, this DB is not going to just run past us, right? He's not just going to see us jogging half speed and just run full speed and just bail out of there, right? He's going to be trying to match my speed. So when you change tempo, that can get his feet to stop. And then he might think that you're not involved with the play. He might just slow himself down, and we ultimately know when we're going to speed up again. So it's all about deception. That tempo change, make sure you use it in the right situation. Use it when you feel like that DB's starting to get a gauge on your tempo, and use it when you're not running a timing route. Like a bang 8 post, a corner route, a 10-yard speed out, a comeback. Those are not times to use the tempo change. The tempo change is for routes like this, like a climb route, an over route, maybe a fade route at times. But you've got to make sure that we know when to use it and how to use it on against the DB. That's why I wanted to include this on there. I think it's a great example of tempo change from CeeDee Lamb. Great job bursting up, accelerating as well, and then being wide open to make this play to seal the deal and to seal the game. Great route. All right, guys, we want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Always appreciate the feedback. It's always great to hear from you guys. And again, fellas, if you want an ultimate wide receiver training schedule, over 300 plus wide receiver on-field drills and gym exercises you guys can do to take your game to that next level, check out that very first link in the description below if you want to check that out. I'll see you guys next time.